Hey guys, it's Brian Stone with Cookstone Realty powered by KW. This video we're going to talk about debt. And I know what you're thinking. Don't touch that dial. Let's clear the air first. Okay everybody, I know I teased this, but we are talking about debt. This is not a fun topic, but 'tis the season. We're getting into the holiday. That means it's the season of giving. Even if you're like me, if you're giving too much. I know it's really common for people to put those presents on a gift card, right? They got to put food on the table. They want presents under the tree. But I want to talk about some tips that you can take to keep that from happening. Because it's a reality that most households are living paycheck by paycheck or month to month. They don't have much reserve. So let's talk about that. The first tip in actually paying down your debt and getting to financial freedom is building a reserve. If you don't have a reserve, then when life happens, you're going to go to that credit card or you're going to start a new one, right? I've done this. Oh, tires flat, I need new tires. You pop into Firestone or Sears or wherever you get your tires, and they say, hey, we've got a credit card and you can put this $1,000 worth of SUV tires on the card for you, right? It's really easy to slip into that if you don't have a backup net. So that reserve actually happens first. Even if you're carrying $10, $20, $100,000 worth of debt, it's really important to build that reserve account. For most people, that's $500 to $1,000. Because if you have that, it'll allow you to put the credit cards away, tuck them in the drawer, and use that reserve account before you put something on a high interest credit card. Tip 2 for paying down debt is actually not changing your lifestyle. Now, I'm going to make this comparison to diets, so if this makes you angry, please let me know in the comments politely. But if I start a new diet and it's way drastically different than what I typically do, then I'm just setting myself up for failure, right? Because I like to eat, right? I don't want to limit myself to the point where I'm not successful. Debt can be the same way, right? If you trim your budget down and you're just gung-ho, you're going to get to a point where you lose willpower, right? Part of the great thing about having money and working for money is being able to spend it on the things that you enjoy. Now you can trim those. This doesn't mean don't keep a budget, but it does mean don't cut out everything that allows you to de-stress or allows you to enjoy time with your friends, your family, or your coworkers. And the third tip, and this kind of goes into not changing your lifestyle, is paying down your small balances first. Now this is a principle that's out there. There's a lot of education out there that's on this, but instinctually, it didn't make sense to me at first. If I have a really big balance, well, my gut instinct is, oh, that one's getting out of control. This credit card is all the way up to the max. I need to pay that down. That actually works against you. You see, if you have 3 or 4 debts, right? 3 or 4 interest-bearing credit cards or lines of credit, you want to pay the smallest one first. And let's say that small one is only a couple $1,000s. Well, if you pay that, and you're paying already $200 a month, and you're already living your current lifestyle, because remember we talked about not changing it, and paying that $200 a month, well, once you pay that down, well, you can actually take that $200 and go to the next balance up. You see, then that $200 plus our minimum payment of another $200, figuratively speaking, right? These are all fake numbers, but your numbers are there. So let's say now that payment on the larger balance is actually $400 instead of $200. I haven't changed my lifestyle. I'm just pushing down that debt. And guess what? When I get that one paid, then $200 plus $200, let's say it's another $200 on the other one. Right now I'm paying $600 a month on that third balance, and maybe the top balance is my biggest one, the one that causes me the most anxiety. But once I get to that one, I'm actually paying $800 down, and that really allows you to tear up those large balances. So I know that those are 3 quick tips, and they seem simple, but building on a plan can actually be a huge deal. And once you get debt-free, then you can actually decide what you want to do with that money. You haven't already changed your lifestyle at this point. You have all this excess cash flow, and then you get to decide what to do with it. Do I want to take that $800 a month and put that toward an upgrade on the house? Do I want to get a new piece of furniture? Do I want to buy a PS5? Probably wouldn't recommend that because you can't find one. I know I've been trying, it's ridiculous. Or do I want to put that toward another investment, right? Say that $800 a month putting into a savings account can actually build up an amount that I need to buy an investment property, right? Or say I'm putting that $800 a month into a Roth IRA that'll actually set me up for the future. There are so many options once you get clear, And it's really important to just make the plan. So just 3 steps, as I mentioned. So as I mentioned, just remember these 3 tips when it comes to paying down debt. Build a reserve, don't drastically change your lifestyle, and pay your small balances first. If you can do that, I promise you, it'll be a whole lot better in the future, and it'll allow you to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks for hearing me out.